Hi, and welcome back to the FreeFormKnits YouTube channel. I'm Haxann Evers, a knit and crochet who's free from ways of crafting and love to the world of design. All the places you can find me are listed right down below this video. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. You're episode 40 something. I want to say 46, but that could be wrong. It probably is. I think 2 weeks even since my last podcast. Things have been crazy and stuff, as it normally is. I hope to kind of get back into a schedule. I think I say that every time, but oh well, I'm here now. So I have some finished objects. I have some recently started works in progress. It's quite a bit, so we're gonna get right into it. The first finished object is something I am wearing. I'm so happy to have this done. That's a plus from things being further apart in filming these episodes. I have more to show. So I am wearing my Effortless Cardigan, which is a free lion burn pattern by Zabeth. It is completely completed. I think I was just starting the bottom ribbing last time, so I'll try and show you. It's not blocked or anything, and this is actually, oh, I'm pulling the rug. This is actually the first time I'm trying it on since I finished it. So it's quite a good length. It's got these nice big pockets, this shawl collar with the neckline, which is what I really wanted in a cardigan. It looks really good. So I did hack the sleeves, mostly because I just wanted it done. I didn't want to think about sleeve decreases, so I ended up just doing a straight sleeve and doing rapid decreases and a 2x2 rib cuff, just because it was easier to think about and get it done faster. My sleeves, they kind of match. I think they are just a little bit off from each other, but not enough to be noticeable. This is a self-striping yarn. It's Yarn B Soft and Sleek Prints, something like that, in the purple gray multicolorway. And so for the body, because it's a wider piece, it stripes like this. And then for the sleeve, because it's a smaller circumference, it had these bigger stripes, which does not bother me at all. It looks really good. And for the ribbing, I love this yarn and just the light gray colorway. So it looks really good. I love it. The pockets look very different from each other. It occurred to me, so what I did for when I bound off on the bottom hem, I bound off, and then instead of cutting my yarn, I just went straight into the collar. I kind of wish I hadn't done that. Not that I wish I hadn't done that. It occurred to me that what would look super cool on a cardigan, and what I will do eventually, is an I-cord bind off around the hem, and then an I-cord edging here, and then an I-cord bind off on this. I think it would just look really seamless, and that's something I really want to do now. Like, I wanted to do it for this, but it didn't occur to me until I was at the end of this ribbing, and so it was too late to do it. But yep, it's completed. This might be my first completed garment of the new year, so that's cool. I really love it, and I'm going to take it off because it's a little warm up here. You can kind of see it in all its glory. Looks really good. Like I said, it's not blocked at all, so the ribbon's laying a little funky, but it's okay. A finished object. Super happy with that. So I do have another finished object, and I think it's the only other finished object I have. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it too much because I actually do have, actually by the time you're seeing this podcast, you should probably have already, that video should already be up on my channel. And the finished object is Nessie. I finished Nessie. This is a pattern in a book that is this book right here, Unicorn and Dragons and Other Fantasy Amigurumi. I've talked about it before. I have a little challenge for myself to make at least 12 plushies in that book this year. I don't know if that's gonna happen because this I started back in November of last year, and I'm only finishing it now. And I talk all about her in that video. It's a crochet with me video, and like I said, it should be up on my channel, and I will link it, and it'll be on my channel, all that stuff. So here she is. She does not have eyes. I have to do that. I plan to do that before that video. In that video, there should be a picture with her with eyes. I have to use sticky felt, and so I talk all about in that video the changes I made to this and everything, all the details. And I'm just really happy to have her done because I have to start some other crochet amigurumi. So yeah, super happy with this. I made some modifications, so it does look a little bit different from what it should, but I'm really happy with it. And it's so big because I used oyster weight yarn, and yeah, just a total different gauge, but it's really great. I love it so much. So I'm not gonna say too much about it because that video is coming, or is out already. I don't know. It's scheduling things. I can do that. Now we're going to go into works in progress, and I have quite a few new works in progress. So where do I even start? We'll start with, I think this was cast on last time, but I don't know. I think it was. I think I had, or maybe I talked about starting it. I don't remember, but I am working on the second sock in my upcoming cable sock collection. Last year I designed a collection of socks using garter stitch patterns, and this year I'm doing something similar but with cable stitch patterns. So I've shown the first cabled sock in this collection, which is this one. I've been talking about this for the past couple weeks. And the second sock in the collection is right here, and I'm almost done with the first one. That's on my list of things to do. Look at those cables. So much fun. This is such an easy stitch pattern, and it's so easy to memorize. And it's just flying. I just have to finish the foot, do the toe, and then the first sock will be done. I have the yarn all ready for the next one. The yarn I'm using is Knit Stroll Tweed in the Lavender Field Heather. This is a blend of Donegal tweed, merino wool, and nylon, and I love this colorway. I love it so much. It's so pretty. You can kind of see the tweed knits up. And I just turned my heel using my stockinette shortcut heel for this. But these cables, they are just so pretty. Oh, I love it so much. I'm having so much fun with this collection. I've been wanting to do more cables for a long time, and I know 2 more cables, so it's so much fun. I will be, like I said, I'll be finishing the sock this week, and I will soon have a need for testers for this pattern. So if you are interested in testing this pattern, you can sign up for my email list below specifically for test knitters, and you'll get a notification when I'm looking for test knitters if you want to be included in this sock test. Signing up to the email list doesn't mean you have to agree to every test I ever hold, but it's just a way for you to get notified when I'm looking for testers. So if you have trouble finding tests to participate in, that's a place to, yeah, you get it. I haven't done this in a while, so I don't know how to talk anymore. That's okay. But that's just sitting in this project bag. I've kind of gotten back into using my project bags. For a while they were just hard to find my projects, and so I was just having them in open baskets, but I've kind of gotten a good system now. So this project bag that I made, it's got very springtime-ish bunnies and flowers. It's a good size. I want to make some more bigger, so like I can fit a sweater. You know, I don't have a lot of big project bags. I have mostly similar to this size. So that's my first work in progress. Another work in progress is a sock I just casted on. A lot of these projects are new cast ons, and I'll actually have a video coming soon, a little studio vlog video about some of these projects. Like, you can come along with me as I get the yarn ready to cast them on. But this one is a pair of scrappy socks. I've never knit a pair of scrappy socks, ever. I kind of hoard my fingering weight scraps because I wanted to do a pair of fingering weight scrappy socks. I just never have, because I kind of get hung up on the idea of the ends and everything, and ends aren't a big deal. But I'm going to be trying Hey Brown Berry's method of weaving in ends, and she has like a tutorial for it, so I'm going to be trying that and see how that works for me. This is the start of it. I did a 10 round cuff, and I'm just getting into the first color. And the socks aren't going to match completely because they are scrappy socks, but I have, this is what the first sock will look like. I'm going to use this for heels, toes, and cuffs. I'm in this color right now, So I use, I do approximately 64 rounds for my leg and my foot for a pair of socks for me. So I'm going to just do 21 rounds of each color and repeat that for the foot, and that should give me a full sock. They're all approximately 15 to 20 grams each of these minis, so that should be plenty. And then for the other sock, it's going to be this. So the colors are kind of similar, except I have this gray instead of this yellow, and this is a sparkly pink rather than just a plain tonal pink. So they'll be similar, and like they'll have matching heels, toes, and cuffs, and just be similar rather than a perfect match. And I'm excited to knit these up, just a plain vanilla pair of socks. So it should fly off the needles. Haven't knit a vanilla pair of socks in a while, a fingering weight pair. That's all for this work in progress. I have one more knit work in progress, but first I want to talk about a crochet work in progress. So it's the only crochet work in progress I have at the moment. I will rectify that soon because I'm going to be casting on something new eventually. I don't know when I'm going to get to that. But I recently finished my corner to corner crochet blanket. I talked about it in the last episode, and it was really fun, and I'm kind of obsessed with the whole corner to corner construction. So I started another corner to corner blanket. Actually two, but we're not going to talk about that today. Yeah, I'll save that for a different time. I just love the corner to corner construction. And so I'm making another blanket, and this yarn I originally bought for a chunky sweater, but as we're now coming into spring, I don't want to make a chunky sweater for the intended recipient, so I'm going to make them a blanket instead, because you can use a blanket all year round, and she really loves my handmade blankets. So I have this right here. The yarn is I Love This Yarn Chunky in the honey color, and that's the label right there. I bought 6 skeins. This is my 3rd skein, so I'm going to see how big it's going to be, and I might end up getting more yarn for it, because this is only how far I am with 2 skeins. So I don't know, I kind of want it to be a little bit bigger than a lap blanket. I don't know, it depends. If 3 skeins gives me a good enough width, then I'll just use up the 6 skeins. Otherwise I might end up getting at least a few more. Maybe I'll do 4 and 4, 8 skeins, so I have to get 2 more skeins. But this I started yesterday, and it's already this far because, like I said, I love it so much. And my hook, I don't know where my hook is. Here it is. I'm using a boy K-hook, and I actually talk about this. I have a question. Hold on, where is it? No, I'm not going to find it. Okay, so I do consider myself a better knitter than crocheter simply because I don't know why. I feel like I do knit more than I crochet, though I love both. But I'm confused about this because I've never noticed this before. So knitting needles are done with numbers, you know, sizes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hooks are done with letters. They both have their metric sizes, but they are done with letters rather than numbers. So this is a K-hook. This is also a K-hook. They are not even remotely the same size. So this says it's a K-hook, and I think it's comparable to a 10.5. That's what it says. It's a 6.5 millimeter hook, and it says on the numbers, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but it says K/10/1/2. Okay, this just says K, but they are clearly not the same size. Now in knitting, there is a 10, a 10.5, and an 11. This is a 10.5. Is this then an 11? They don't look remotely similar. Like it doesn't look like it's one size up. It looks at least 2 sizes up. So, and even if it is one size up, why are they both called K? And why is this one K 10.5? And why is this one just a full K? Like, if this were K.5, that would make sense to me, and this were just K. I'm just confused. Are they marked wrong? But they're both boy hooks. They're both boy hooks, so I'm just really confused. This was a hook that was gifted to me. It just came with, like, someone just had this hook laying around and they just gave it to me. This is one that came in a set. I'm just really confused about this. Like, I don't, I mean, it's not a big deal, I guess. It's just really confusing to me and I can't wrap my brain around it. So if you are a more experienced crocheter than me, you can tell me what does this mean? Why I'm thrown that they're both called K. I don't get it. So if I'm missing something, if one of them's marked wrong, if there was a change in how crochet hooks are done, how they're labeled, I'm just curious. I would love to know. So I just wanted to talk about that. That was funny to me because I do need, like, I need this size for something, but I need to get I didn't know I had this size. I assumed it was a different size. I need to get a one with a handle because I don't like working with it. And I just noticed that it was the same numbers but different sizes. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. You could enlighten me if you know, because that just throws me. I feel like it must be wrong or there must be something I'm missing. But yeah, back to the project. So I'm just working on this. It's really fun to put down and pick up and it will fly off the hook. And yeah, so that is another work in progress. I had finished my Effortless Cardigan. I had finished the plushie. What was another thing I finished? I don't remember. But like I had, like I showed last time, this vanilla pair of socks. I had finished these socks, so I needed like a new set, a new round of whips. You know, I like to, I find it best if I have like one sweater, one pair of patterned socks, one pair of vanilla socks, a blanket, you know, if I have just one of things, that way I have variety. But so I needed to cast on those whips, which I did, and I have, everything's, you know, fresh and new, and I just want to work on everything. But the last whip I want to talk about is a new sweater, and it's in this bag for now. It is the textured top-down cardigan, and I'll have the designer on the screen because I constantly forget it, even though I can see it in my head. I just can't remember her name. But I'm going to put that on the screen. And I only just started it. It's super tiny, and there's some neck increasing happening, so it just looks super tiny, but it's going to fit. It should. I got gauge. I checked gauge. But it's got this moss stitch, stockinette sleeves, just a really nice knit, and I'm using size 7s for it, which is a 4.5. And the yarn is Yarn B Must Be Merino in the blush color. It's super soft. I talked about this project, this cardigan, in my video 6 knit cardigans I want to make. I haven't made a DK cardigan in possibly forever. I don't think I've ever made a DK cardigan. I made DK sweaters, pullovers, but not cardigans. So this is fun. It's really nice to work on. There was a point with my Effortless cardigan working on the body. It was just really nice to have that mindless back and forth. And after the yoke, this texture pattern actually stops. So I am thinking I might want to do the whole thing in moss stitch. But I have to do the sleeves in moss stitch. Like how the pattern is, the yoke's just in moss stitch, and then the sleeves are in stockinette, the body's in stockinette, so it kind of all blends together. So I might stick with that, but I could see the entire thing in moss stitch and it just looks really good. But I probably wouldn't like to do the sleeves in moss stitch. Probably best to just follow the pattern. I have a hard time doing that, as you can see, with my Effortless cardigan hacks and my Nessie hacks. Yeah, all things. So I want to put more work on that too. So that is everything I have to talk about in this episode. A lot of new whips. I'm really excited to work on them all. I have a lot of videos coming to the channel in the upcoming weeks, so if you're not already, be sure to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you next time in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. If you could take a moment and comment down below something you're working on, I would love to hear all about it. I get so much inspiration hearing other makers talk about what they're working on. Thank you, and I will see you next time. Happy crafting!